Welcome to Have You Read It, the channel where we bring books to life, one summary at a time. Whether you're here for self-help, personal growth, or business inspiration, there's something for everyone. Today, we're diving into the world of strategy with Blue Ocean Strategy, How to Create Uncontested Market Space and Make the Competition Irrelevant, by W. Chan Kim and Renée Mauborgne. This book has made waves in the business world, selling millions of copies and being translated into dozens of languages. It's time to see what all the fuss is about. The core concept of the book is captured in its title, Blue Ocean Strategy. Imagine a market universe made up of two kinds of oceans, red oceans and blue oceans. Red oceans are all the industries that exist today, the known market space. In these waters, industry boundaries are defined, the competitive rules are set, and companies fight fiercely for a share of existing demand. It's a bloody battle, and as the market gets crowded, prospects for profit and growth shrink. Products become commodities, and cutthroat competition turns the ocean red. Blue oceans, on the other hand, represent all the industries not in existence today, the unknown market space. Here, demand is created rather than fought over. There's opportunity for high profitable growth, and competition is irrelevant because the rules of the game are waiting to be set. Now, the authors aren't saying red oceans are bad or that you shouldn't try to succeed in them. Red oceans will always be a part of business, but they argue that in today's world, with supply often exceeding demand, competing in overcrowded markets isn't enough to sustain high performance. You also need to create blue oceans. Kim and Mauborgne's point is that industries are not static. They're constantly evolving. They offer many examples: automobiles, music recording, aviation, even management consulting. These industries didn't exist in a meaningful way a century or so ago. More recently, think about e-commerce, cell phones, biotechnology, coffee bars. Just a few decades ago, these were unknown. This constant creation of new industries and the reinvention of existing ones is what Blue Ocean Strategy is all about. The authors argue that traditional strategic analysis often focuses on competition, drawing heavily on military strategy, where the goal is to beat the enemy for a limited piece of land. But in business, the terrain isn't fixed. It can be expanded, and Blue Ocean Strategy offers a way to do that. They did a study of 108 company launches and found that 86% were line extensions, essentially incremental improvements within red oceans. These accounted for most of the revenue, but a smaller share of the profits. The remaining launches, those aimed at creating blue oceans, generated a disproportionately larger share of the profits. So, while swimming in the red ocean is important, creating blue oceans is where the bigger rewards lie. A key point of distinction for Blue Ocean Strategy is the concept of value innovation. This is the cornerstone of the approach. Value innovation means focusing on making the competition irrelevant by creating a leap in value for both buyers and your company, thereby opening up new market space. It's not just about innovation for innovation's sake. It has to be tied to value. And it's not simply about lowering costs. It's about increasing value while lowering costs. This defies the traditional value-cost trade-off. Companies usually think they can either create greater value at a higher cost or reasonable value at a lower cost. Blue Ocean Strategy rejects that trade-off. The book offers a number of practical tools and frameworks to help companies create blue oceans. One of the most central is the strategy canvas. This is both a diagnostic and an action framework. It's a visual tool. The horizontal axis lists the factors an industry competes on, and the vertical axis shows the offering level that buyers receive. By plotting the levels of offering on the various factors, you create a value curve, which is a graphic depiction of a company's relative performance across these factors. The strategy canvas helps you visualize where the competition is investing, what customers receive, and where the potential lies to create a blue ocean. Another key framework is the 4 actions framework. This helps you reconstruct buyer value elements and create a new value curve. The 4 actions are: eliminate, reduce, raise, and create. Which factors should be eliminated? Which should be reduced below industry standards? Which should be raised above industry standards? And which factors should be created that the industry has never offered? By answering these questions, you can break the value-cost trade-off. Eliminating and reducing factors lowers costs, while raising and creating factors increases value for buyers. A third tool is the Eliminate, Reduce, Raise, Create grid. This is a supplementary analytic to the 4 actions framework. It pushes companies to actually act on all 4 actions. The authors give the example of Cirque du Soleil, which eliminated animal shows and star performers, reducing costs, while raising the uniqueness of the venue and creating artistic music and dance, increasing value. An effective blue ocean strategy, as visualized on the strategy canvas, should have 3 characteristics: focus, divergence, and a compelling tagline. Focus means concentrating on a few key factors, not trying to be everything to everyone. Divergence means that the company's value curve is different from the competition's. And a compelling tagline captures the essence of the strategy in a memorable way. The book also identifies 6 paths to reconstruct market boundaries and create blue oceans. Path 1 is to look across alternative industries. Why do customers trade across alternatives? For example, NetJets created fractional jet ownership by offering the benefits of private jets: speed, convenience, without the high cost of ownership, thereby attracting customers away from commercial airlines and full jet ownership. Path 2 is to look across strategic groups within industries. These are groups of companies within an industry that pursue similar strategies. Curves, the women's fitness company, created a blue ocean by drawing on the advantages of traditional health clubs, motivation of group exercise and home exercise programs, low cost, convenience while eliminating or reducing everything else. Path 3 is to look across the chain of buyers. Who is the target buyer? The purchaser? The user? The influencer? Novo Nordisk, the insulin maker, created the Novo pen by focusing on the user, patients, rather than the influencer. Doctors making insulin injection easier and more convenient. Path 4 is to look across complementary product and service offerings. What happens before, during, and after your product is used? Nabi, a bus company, focused on the life cycle cost of buses, not just the initial purchase price, and designed a bus that was more expensive up front but much cheaper to maintain over its lifespan, thereby appealing to municipalities. Path 5 is to look across functional or emotional appeal to buyers. Does your industry compete on functionality or emotion? QB House, a Japanese barbershop, shifted the industry from emotional to functional by stripping away extras and focusing on fast, cheap haircuts, while Cemex, a cement company, did the reverse by appealing to the emotional desire for better housing through a savings scheme. Path 6 is to look across time. What trends are decisive, irreversible, and have a clear trajectory? How will they change customer value and your business model? Apple created iTunes by capitalizing on the growing trend of digital music and offering a legal, convenient alternative to illegal downloading. The authors also emphasize the importance of aligning your strategic planning process with blue ocean thinking. They advocate focusing on the big picture, not getting lost in numbers. They propose a 4-step process using the strategy canvas as the centerpiece: visual awakening, visual exploration, visual strategy fair, and visual communication. This process helps to break through cognitive hurdles, challenge assumptions, and communicate the strategy effectively. Another important aspect is reaching beyond existing demand. Instead of focusing on existing customers, Blue Ocean strategy looks to non-customers, those who minimally purchase, those who refuse to purchase, and those who have never considered purchasing your product. By focusing on the commonalities across these groups, you can unlock new demand. The final piece of the puzzle is getting the strategic sequence right. This means focusing on buyer utility, then price, then cost, and finally adoption. Buyer utility. Does your offering unlock exceptional utility? Strategic price. Is your offering priced to attract the mass of target buyers? Target cost. Can you produce your offering at the target cost and still earn a healthy profit margin? Adoption. What are the hurdles to adoption and how will you overcome them? The expanded edition of the book adds 2 new chapters. One focuses on alignment, how to align the value, profit, and people propositions to create a sustainable blue ocean strategy. They offer Comic Relief, the UK charity, as a positive example. Comic Relief's fun, low-cost fundraising model not only appeals to donors, but also enables the charity to operate efficiently and attracts volunteers, corporate sponsors, and celebrities. In contrast, they discuss Tata Nano, which had a strong value and profit proposition but failed to adequately address its people proposition, leading to significant setbacks. The other new chapter discusses renewal, how to keep your blue ocean blue. They argue that blue oceans don't last forever. Eventually, imitators will appear. They highlight several barriers to imitation, including alignment, cognitive and organizational barriers, brand barriers, and economic and legal barriers. But eventually, renewal will be necessary. They suggest monitoring value curves and the pioneer migrator settler map to determine when to value innovate again. Salesforce.com provides a good example of dynamic renewal by repeatedly creating new blue oceans in the CRM software industry. Apple is presented as a positive example of how to manage a portfolio of businesses on the dynamic PMS map, ensuring a balance between pioneers, high growth potential, and settlers, cash generators. Microsoft is presented as a company that, despite strong profits, has failed to create new pioneer businesses, leading to a stagnation in its growth trajectory and brand value. The expanded edition ends with addressing the 10 most common red ocean traps. Mistaking blue ocean strategy as customer-led, thinking blue oceans require venturing outside the core business, assuming blue ocean strategy is about new technologies, believing blue ocean strategy requires being first to market, equating blue ocean strategy with differentiation, equating it with low-cost strategy, assuming it's the same as innovation, thinking it's solely about marketing or niche strategy, believing it views all competition as bad, and equating it with creative destruction or disruption. These traps arise from interpreting blue ocean strategy through red ocean lenses, leading to misapplication of the tools and frameworks. So, the key takeaway from blue ocean strategy is this: stop competing. Start creating. Don't get bogged down in benchmarking the competition. Look for opportunities to create new market space by offering a leap in value for buyers and your company. Remember the 4 actions framework: eliminate, reduce, raise, and create. And finally, keep your blue ocean blue by monitoring for imitation and being prepared to value innovate again. Thanks for watching. Have you read it? Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss our next book dive.